Hashtag Can Youth Vote Matter and hashtag Can Minority Vote Matter awareness campaign is here today at Conestoga College, Kitchener. And we are very pleased to tell you that today we have here Aimee Calma.
Hi.
Conestoga President, Students Inc.
Yeah.
So, the CSI.
Exactly.
She has also held the position of the President of the Conestoga Student Alliance, CSA. So, thank you so much, Aimee, for being with us
You're
today.
very welcome.
Aimee, tell us a little about yourself. For example, about how and why you got into the CSA, the CSI, the challenges you face, and the work you've done for students.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been with Conestoga Students Inc., like you said, CSI, for the past 4 years in a few different roles. I started as event staff, working for the Student Association while I was still a student, and I did so because I wanted to find an on-campus job. I came back to college as a mature student, and I wanted to make sure that I had access to a job that would support me as a student. And in doing so, I just fell in love with Conestoga Students Inc., with the student associations and student alliances and unions in general, and then ran for their board, our student board of directors. There's 7 of them. We have 2 vice presidents and then myself, the president. They are all current students, and they're the ones that kind of make the decisions for our students based on empirical data and student feedback. So I fell in love with the whole process, ran for the board. I was successful in that year. I was a director for 1 year, and then I ran, upon my graduation, I ran for the presidency and was successful, and then re-ran for my second term. So this is my second and final term, and that's my 4 years with CSI. The CSA, the College Student Alliance, is a provincial lobbying organization that is comprised solely of colleges, college student associations across Ontario. So CSI is a member of the CSA as the student association for Conestoga, like you said. So when I took on the presidency of CSI, I wanted to be meaningfully engaged in provincial advocacy as well too. So I decided to run for that board as a director, and then through a by-election there was kind of a shift in some of the positions on our current board, so I took on the presidency at that point. So, and it was during an interesting time. Last year there was a work stoppage on campus, so it was the longest work stoppage for our colleges. So a lot of our students were looking to their student associations to be that voice. That's what we do in essence. So we got to do some really cool things and make sure that our students' voices were heard, which was a steep learning curve for us, but it's been really interesting. And there's over the last 4 years, there's been many different ways that we've been able to advocate at all levels of government for our students. So it's been a ride, and it's shown me a lot of different things about advocating for students. Yeah.
So, what's your take on the new OSAP thing that just happened, like the grants being taken away, stuff like that?
Yeah, so the OSAP reform, or the MTCU announcement that came out recently, has been interesting. We've been working effectively with our MPPs and our stakeholders to have our students' voices heard. We're not necessarily the happiest with the announcements, but there's a few different pieces that we can do to work on it moving forward. And like I said, we connect meaningfully with our provincial government and with the MTCU, the Ministry of Trades, Colleges and Universities. So we're continuing to work through that. Right now, the second part of that announcement was the ancillary fees being labeled as optional or opt-outable for our student associations. So ancillary fees are anything that's not tuition on campus. So you pay for your tuition and then you pay your ancillary fees as well. So things like student associations are being labeled as optional or opt-outable for our students. And that can be a tricky thing for us because what we do relies on those student fees. So CSI is funded by student fees, and we have a very transparent process. Our students, like you said, our board of directors sets our fees. All of our board meetings are completely transparent, and all of our AGM process, that we need 5% of our student population in order to come to our AGM. Those kind of pieces. So it'll be an interesting ride in the fall to see where it goes. But like I said, we're happy to continue connecting with our stakeholders and making sure that our students are heard and feel heard, and that the services that we provide that we hold most dear for them can continue to move forward. So it's been an interesting announcement. We're taking it in stride, and we're working with our allies, and we're playing to our strengths to make sure our students still have what they need.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, why do you think the youth vote matters? And what steps can be taken to make them more involved in the youth, like in the voting process? Yeah,
absolutely. I think that at the end of the day, youth vote is crucial. There are so many different things when our students interact, when our youth interact with all levels of government, municipal, federal, provincial. there are so many different ways in which they need to access those services, and it's very easy to disregard or to set aside the democratic process and what that means and how you play into it. And I think that the students, our youth coming up, are more educated. I think the internet has a large part to play in the globalization of our societies and the cultures and the communities that we've built for our students online, and I think that's a great thing. And I think that students are finding their voices, youth are finding their voices more quickly and more clearly at a younger age now, and I think that's wonderful. So I think students interacting with their student associations, I think students interacting with their local governments, with their provincial governments, with the federal government on many different aspects is crucial. So I think students understanding the process, seeing what happens, why you vote, where you vote, what the whole process looks like, and then following it through, even to things like going visiting question period, going to Queen's Park and seeing what the process looks like, watching it on TV if you want to, seeing what that process looks like, and again, connecting with your student associations at high school, at colleges or universities too, being a part of it and seeing what the whole process is, really being able to connect to it, that can help you carry it forward and understand the whole process. At the end of the day, the youth are going to connect with those governments for a lot longer, right? They're the ones, you're making the decisions now, you're voting on things that will impact you for the rest of your life. So I think it's absolutely crucial.
Yeah, thank you, Aimee.
You're welcome.
So, domestic students, have you ever wondered why you shop at Walmart or use Uber? The answer is simple: you want to save money. And it might be the same reason why you are unwilling to pay your student associations. But you need to realize that first, they took away your study grants, and now they want you not to support your student associations, your one true defense. Your elected student representatives have the resources, the research, and the strength to protect your rights. Your student associations and alliances have the capability to rally you together, organize you, mobilize you, and that is what they fear and what they do not want. Believe me, your Canadian educational institutions will still make their money off international students. Domestic students, if today you did not support your student associations, then tomorrow do not say that they are taking away our jobs, just say that they have better qualifications. By taking away your educational grants, they are taking away your chance of getting better qualifications and better jobs, because better qualifications equal better jobs. You are no less than 234,000 in number. You have the power of your vote and the support of your student alliances. Your vote and your student associations matter. They do. Believe me, they do. I would like to thank Aimee Calma for giving her valuable input on why youth vote matters. Remember, #CanYouthVoteMatter and #CanMinorityVoteMatter. Thank you.